What if I told you that Abraham Lincoln, the man who abolished slavery, was once a slave owner himself? Now that's a statement that could make anyone sit up and take notice. Often painted as a paragon of virtue, the 16th President of the United States held a past that was contrary to his later actions and beliefs. Yes, Abraham Lincoln, the very man who delivered the Emancipation Proclamation, was once a part of the system he would later strive to dismantle. The paradox is as startling as it is enlightening. It's a testament to the complexity of human nature and a reminder that people can change, evolve, and rise above the circumstances of their past. Lincoln's life was a journey of transformation. From his humble beginnings in a log cabin in Kentucky to the grandeur of the White House, his path was fraught with challenges and contradictions. His early life as a slave owner seems almost incongruous with his later role as the great emancipator. Yet it's these very contradictions that make his story all the more compelling. The world around Lincoln during his time was a cauldron of social and political upheaval. The United States was grappling with the issue of slavery, a morally reprehensible practice that had become an integral part of the economic fabric of the southern states. Lincoln's own views on this matter were complex and evolved over time. His initial ownership of slaves is a testament to the prevailing norms of his time. Yet his subsequent role in abolishing slavery is a testament to his capacity for moral growth and his commitment to the ideals of freedom and equality. But Lincoln's story doesn't end there. His life was tragically cut short by an assassin's bullet. And in the aftermath of his death, numerous conspiracy theories emerged, adding another layer of mystery to his already enigmatic persona. This is just one of many intriguing aspects of Lincoln's story. Let's dive into his life and unravel the man behind the myth. Abraham Lincoln, the 16th President of the United States, was born on February 12, 1809, in a humble log cabin in Kentucky. His early life was far from the grandeur of the White House. Young Abe, as he was fondly called, was the second child of Thomas and Nancy Lincoln, hard-working pioneer farmers who instilled in their son the virtues of honesty and hard work. Lincoln's education was sporadic and patchy, mirroring the frontier life. His schooling did not exceed a year in total, but this did not deter his pursuit of knowledge. Abe was an avid reader, devouring every book he could lay his hands on. His favorite were the works of Aesop, the Bible, and the lives of George Washington and Benjamin Franklin. His self-education was a testament to his resolute spirit and keen intellect. His early career was as varied as it was interesting. From splitting logs to navigating flatboats down the Mississippi River. From working as a store clerk to serving in the Black Hawk War, Lincoln wore many hats. But it was in the field of law and politics that he found his true calling. He started his legal career in Illinois, teaching himself law by reading William Blackstone's commentaries on the laws of England. In 1834, Lincoln ventured into politics, serving in the Illinois state legislature as a Whig Party member. He was known for his eloquence, his logical and reasoned debates, and his ability to captivate audiences with his storytelling. This was the beginning of his political journey that would lead him to the highest office in the land. From these humble beginnings, Lincoln would rise to become one of the most influential figures in American history. Abraham Lincoln's political journey was a path marked by persistence and determination. A journey that began in the rural landscapes of Illinois, where Lincoln served a brief stint in the state legislature, a humble start to an illustrious political career. While he was a self-taught lawyer by profession, Lincoln's fascination with politics was unmistakable. His entry into the political arena was not without its challenges. Lincoln faced a series of unsuccessful runs for public office, including a failed bid for the United States Senate. But as we know, Lincoln was not one to be deterred by setbacks. Each defeat, each stumble only fueled his resolve to make a difference. In the mid-1850s, Lincoln's political career took a pivotal turn. His opposition to the expansion of slavery into new territories led him to help establish the new Republican Party. Lincoln's eloquent speeches and his firm stance against slavery began to resonate with people across the country. His reputation as a skilled and principled leader grew, and with it, so did his political ambitions. With the country on the brink of civil war, Lincoln's moment had arrived. In 1860, he secured the Republican nomination for president. facing steep competition from three other candidates in a divided nation. Despite the odds, Lincoln's campaign focused on the preservation of the Union and the limitation of slavery. After a grueling election campaign, Lincoln's unyielding spirit and political tenacity finally paid off. In November of 1860, he achieved what once seemed impossible. Abraham Lincoln, the self-taught lawyer from Illinois, the man who had faced defeat time and again, was elected as the 16th President of the United States, a testament to the power of persistence and a stepping stone to his indelible legacy as a champion of freedom and equality. Lincoln's political journey is a reminder that in the face of adversity, determination and a steadfast belief in one's principles can lead to remarkable achievements. Abraham Lincoln's presidency was marked by one of the most significant events in American history, the Emancipation Proclamation. On January 1, 1863, amidst the tumultuous Civil War, Lincoln issued a proclamation that would forever change the course of a nation. The Emancipation Proclamation was more than just a mere document. It was a declaration of freedom, a beacon of hope for millions of African Americans who had been shackled in the chains of slavery. It was a bold move, a strategic stroke of the pen that redefined the purpose of the Civil War. No longer was this a battle merely to preserve the Union, it was now a moral war, a crusade for human dignity and equality. And yet, the Emancipation Proclamation was not without its limitations. It declared slaves in Confederate-held territory to be free, but it didn't extend to those in the border states or areas already under Union control. Nevertheless, it was a crucial first step, a catalyst that set the stage for the 13th Amendment, which would finally abolish slavery across the entire nation. The impact of the Emancipation Proclamation cannot be overstated. It breathed new life into the Union cause, gave a moral dimension to the war, and strengthened the political position of the North. It also had a profound effect on the international stage, making it politically unpalatable for countries like Britain and France to support the Confederacy, a nation fighting to preserve a system of human bondage. The Emancipation Proclamation marked a turning point, not just in the Civil War, but in the history of human rights. It was a testament to Lincoln's belief in the inherent dignity and worth of all people, regardless of their race or origin. It was a defining moment in his presidency, a bold declaration that underscored his resolve to fight for freedom and equality. With the stroke of a pen, Lincoln changed the course of history and forever altered the lives of millions of people. His steadfast belief in the principles of liberty and justice was not only instrumental in ending the scourge of slavery, but continues to inspire the struggle for human rights around the world. Let us remember Lincoln not just as a president, but as a beacon of hope, a champion of freedom, and a true architect of change. Despite his accomplishments, Lincoln was a man of humble beliefs and simple goals. Abraham Lincoln was a man of conviction, guided by a moral compass that was deeply rooted in empathy, justice, and equality. His beliefs were not just political rhetoric, but a way of life reflected in his actions and decisions. Lincoln believed in the inherent dignity and worth of every individual, regardless of race, color, or condition of servitude. This belief was evident in his commitment to abolishing slavery, marking a significant turning point in American history. Yet his vision extended beyond the abolition of slavery. He aspired for a society where everyone had the right to life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. Lincoln famously said, "Whenever there is a conflict between human rights and property rights, human rights must prevail." This statement encapsulates his commitment to human dignity and freedom. Furthermore, Lincoln valued education and self-improvement. Born into poverty, he was largely self-taught, relying on borrowed books and the light of a fireplace. He believed that education was the key to elevating one's status in society, and this belief fueled his support for public education. Unity was another cornerstone of Lincoln's beliefs. He envisioned an America that was undivided, where the states were bound together, not just by law, but by mutual respect and understanding. His famous quote, "A house divided against itself cannot stand," showcases his unwavering belief in the necessity of national unity. Lincoln's goals for America were intertwined with his beliefs. He aimed to preserve the Union during the Civil War, end slavery, and promote economic opportunity for all. His policies, such as the Homestead Act and the establishment of land-grant colleges, reflect his goal to provide opportunities for every American to thrive. In essence, Lincoln was a visionary who sought to shape America into a nation that upheld the principles of liberty, equality, and unity. His beliefs and goals continue to inspire and guide us today, reminding us of the ideals that make America truly great. Lincoln's vision for America was one of unity, freedom, and equality for all. Abraham Lincoln's life was tragically cut short on April 14, 1865. The nation was just beginning to heal from the wounds of the Civil War when the joy of the Union's victory was abruptly shattered. In the heart of Washington, D.C., at Ford's Theater, Lincoln was enjoying a performance of Our American Cousin with his wife, Mary Todd Lincoln. Unbeknownst to him, a plot was unfolding in the shadows that would soon change the course of American history. John Wilkes Booth, a well-known actor and Confederate sympathizer, had meticulously planned his move. He had access to the theater, knew the layout, and was familiar with the play. At a moment when the audience was engrossed in laughter, Booth burst into the presidential box and shot Lincoln in the back of the head. The president was carried across the street to a boarding house, where he clung to life for a few more hours before succumbing to his injury early the next morning. The news of Lincoln's assassination sent shockwaves across the nation. The man who had led the country through its bloodiest conflict, who had fought to preserve the Union and free the enslaved, was gone. His death plunged the nation into deep mourning. Booth, meanwhile, fled the city and evaded capture for 12 tense days before he was finally cornered and killed in a Virginia barn. His co-conspirators were rounded up, tried, and 4 were hanged for their roles in the plot. The assassination of Lincoln was a pivotal moment in American history. It marked the first time a sitting U.S. president had been murdered, setting a dark precedent. Yet despite the tragedy of his death, Lincoln's ideals and his vision for a unified and equal America lived on. In the wake of his death, the 13th Amendment, which Lincoln had passionately advocated for, was ratified, abolishing slavery throughout the United States. The path to equality was far from smooth, but Lincoln had set the wheels in motion. Lincoln's death marked the end of an era, but his legacy continues to shape America to this day. His life and his presidency, though cut tragically short, remain a testament to the power of conviction and the pursuit of a more perfect union. In the wake of Lincoln's death, numerous conspiracy theories emerged. The tragic demise of Abraham Lincoln, a figure of towering significance in American history, was fertile ground for a slew of speculative narratives. One of the most prominent theories suggests that Lincoln's assassination was not the act of a lone gunman, but a well-orchestrated plot by high-ranking Confederates. John Wilkes Booth, the infamous triggerman, was a known Confederate sympathizer. The theory posits that Booth was part of a larger conspiracy to decapitate the Union government, orchestrated by Confederate leaders desperate to turn the tide of the Civil War. Another theory delves into the realm of international intrigue. Some believe that foreign powers may have had a hand in Lincoln's assassination. The British, for instance, had a vested interest in the Confederacy, given their reliance on Southern cotton. Could they have instigated Lincoln's death to destabilize the Union and protect their economic interests? Yet another theory involves the Vice President, Andrew Johnson. Some speculate that Johnson, a Southern Democrat, conspired to kill Lincoln to ascend to the presidency himself. This theory points to Johnson's lenient policies towards the South during Reconstruction as evidence of his Southern sympathies. Then there's the theory that the Catholic Church was behind Lincoln's assassination. This theory, largely based on the writings of Charles Chinnockey, a former Catholic priest, proposes that the Church plotted Lincoln's death due to his opposition to their perceived attempts to undermine American democracy. These theories, while fascinating, are largely unsupported by concrete evidence. However, they continue to captivate the public imagination, adding layers of intrigue to an already compelling historical event. While these theories add to the mystery surrounding Lincoln's death, they also underscore the profound impact he had on American history. Lincoln's legacy, marked by his unwavering commitment to equality and democracy, continues to resonate, even as the conspiracy theories surrounding his death keep his memory alive in the most unexpected ways. Abraham Lincoln left behind a legacy that continues to resonate with us today. A man of humble beginnings, Lincoln rose to the highest office in the land, leading the nation through its darkest hour. His commitment to the principles of freedom and equality was unwavering, culminating in the Emancipation Proclamation. With this act, Lincoln not only freed millions of enslaved people, but also fundamentally changed the course of American history. His beliefs and goals were far ahead of his time, making him a beacon of progress and a symbol of the American spirit. Lincoln's life was tragically cut short, but his ideals live on. His assassination sent shockwaves through the nation, sparking a web of conspiracies that continue to fascinate us. Yet amidst the speculation and intrigue, one truth remains. Abraham Lincoln, the man, the myth, the legend. His story, filled with paradoxes and triumphs, continues to inspire us. If you found this video interesting, please hit the like button and subscribe to our channel. Thank you for watching.